Hello, my name's Angela from Angela Simpson Functional Medicine Physiotherapy. And today I'd like to talk to you about chronic fatigue and gut issues and how the two of these are very closely related. It's quite common when people have been dealing with fatigue potentially for a long time that there has been some imbalances going on in your body's gut system for quite some time as well. Often what does happen with chronic fatigue is one of the primary causes for the fatigue is that your body is not actually absorbing key nutrients and minerals that it needs for the body to get into its natural energy cycle. And quite often this is food related. And sometimes people don't recognize that there could potentially be some foods that might be irritating your gut system. And sometimes this is a process that happens very slowly over time and it's very subtle. And so you're not having a lot of outward symptoms. And so you would never really associate your chronic fatigue with gut symptoms. And I had this happen myself. I have had, now that I know what actually is going on with my body, I have actually had gut imbalances for years and years, potentially even since I was a child when I really think of my timeline and my history. And I did hit a point where I had so much fatigue that I could barely walk across the block. I had a hard time getting out of bed in the morning to complete just my everyday tasks of life, never mind anything extra. I felt like I couldn't socialize anymore. I couldn't hang out with my friends. I was always short with my family members because I was always so tired. And when I really think about it, I was complaining all the time of how tired I was and how I couldn't figure out how to get myself better. I did try different strategies, techniques. I worked with different practitioners, and sometimes I would get some short-term relief and feel better. But in the end, my low energy symptoms would always come back time and time again. And I felt very frustrated, and I wondered if I would ever actually feel like myself again. And it did take me working with a practitioner that looked at a very detailed analysis of my history, also did some very specialized lab testing to help me discover that there were some key areas in my body that were out of balance. My gut system had been damaged over time from various different factors. Some of them were food related. I actually wasn't eating the foods that were helping my body respond properly. And also I had a lot of stress in my life that I wasn't dealing with or managing that well. And I guess naturally I've never really dealt with stress that well. And so it was interesting to learn the interaction between stress, damage to my gut lining due to poor food choices over several years, and how this had accumulated to give me low energy. And it was interesting for me to learn how to fix it as well. And it took a lot of different strategies, I would say, for me to learn how to fix it. And it all actually was in my own control once I worked with a practitioner that understood the triggering factors for me and the key areas that I needed to rebalance in my body to get my energy levels back. And for me, this was, it was life-changing because I was able to actually regain enough energy that I could start to take on more tasks at work. I was actually able to socialize more with my friends. I wasn't always so short with my family members. So I felt like my relationships in my life were going better. And so for this reason, it actually helped to lower my stress levels a lot. And I didn't actually realize how much stress I was under just because of the fatigue I was feeling all the time. And so it really all became a cycle that made me worse, but then also a cycle that made me better once I learned how to treat myself and fix myself long term. And now that my gut is functioning better, I don't have those big dips in fatigue. I do still sometimes have to watch certain foods, certain social settings, things that might bring more stress into my body, and just make sure that I'm not doing things that are out of balance for what my systems need. However, for the most part, I've been able to get my life back and do most everything I enjoy recreationally, socially, and have good relationships with my family members. And so if this sounds like you, if you feel like you have been struggling with fatigue for a long time, maybe you've even been diagnosed with chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia, maybe you're wondering if you'll ever feel like yourself again, please let me know, because I want to let you know that there are strategies, there are ways to figure out why you have the fatigue that you're feeling, and the solution is different for everyone. And it is important for you to work with someone who can actually help you come up with an individualized plan and rebalance the systems in your body that are out of balance so that you can actually feel better long term. and you don't just end up bouncing around from practitioner to practitioner, and also left up to your own devices to try different things here and there and see if they work or not. So if you're interested in learning more, please feel free to give me a call. I'm happy to have a free 45-minute consult to talk to you about your energy issues and if they are gut related and ways to help you with this. And I can be reached at my website, www.angelasimpsonfunctionalmedicine.ca. And I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching.